So Elon Musk is actually the one running the country. I'm going to tell you why I know that. I got a few things to go through with you that are just honestly not shocking, not surprising, but a little terrifying. And then I also have amazing information about what's happening with Morning Joe. They are hitting an all-time low in the ratings, and a news station is beating them who should not be beating them. But first, let's get into this first part. Elon Musk said earlier today, no bills should be passed. Well, he's tweeted it. I'm trying to read it, and I'm like, why isn't this making sense? No bills, he didn't write this correctly. No bills should be passed Congress until January 20th when Donald Trump takes office. None, zero. So he meant no bills should be passed by Congress until January 20th. Now, we have to fund the government. So what the richest man in the world is suggesting here is that every federal employee should not get paid, our troops should not get paid, and that the government should shut down until Donald Trump takes office. And you know who concurred with that statement? The president-elect, Donald Trump. He said, if Republicans try to pass a clean continuing resolution without all the bells and whistles that will be so destructive to our country, all it will do after January 20th is bring the mess of the debt limit into the Trump administration, rather than allowing it to take place in the Biden administration. Any Republican that would be so stupid and to do this will be primaried. Everything should be done and fully negotiated prior to my taking office on January 20th, 2025. And so Rep. Jim McGovern had a great point when it came to this. And he said, Johnson negotiated. This is true. Johnson negotiated with Democrats to keep the government open, then went back on his word, abandoning help for farmers and disaster victims because apparently out-of-touch billionaire Elon Musk now calls the shots. At least we know who's in charge. Grow a spine, Mr. Speaker. Now, Jim McGovern makes a great point because the speaker does not have a spine. This man is in charge, Elon Musk. Donald Trump, I think, is out to lunch. Elon Musk is getting every single dollar worth that he invested in this campaign. Mike Johnson is just doing their bidding. And I think this is going to be detrimental to Mike Johnson. I think this is the last of Mike Johnson's reign as speaker, because here is Josh Hawley saying that he thinks that Mike Johnson should be removed.
Why would you saddle Donald Trump with this terrible spending bill before he even gets into office? And Sean, the worst part is it dumps it right back in his lap in March. In March, under this bill, they'd shut the government down again, have to do this all over again, have to raise the debt ceiling again later the same year. It's ridiculous. It's a horrible plan. I can't believe that Republican leadership ever cooked it up. Clearly, they didn't talk to Trump about it. And I tell you what, we need to have a serious look at who's leading this Congress, because if this is the best they can do, I mean, it's total incompetence. This is.
Oop. So Mike Johnson is over because you remember how this all happened, right? So the fact that Kevin McCarthy, any one person could bring up the vote to remove Kevin McCarthy as speaker. And believe it or not, Mike Johnson is going to be presiding over a Republican majority that's even smaller than the one Kevin McCarthy had. So Mike Johnson is cooked. He's cooked. Speaking of cooked, Mika Brzezinski and Morning Joe are experiencing the lowest ratings in the history of their talk show. Real quick, if you're liking this video, please hit like and please subscribe. It is the best way to get this into the algorithm so more pro-democracy Americans can hear this message. Thank you so much. Let's show Donald Trump that we are not afraid of him, unlike Mika and Joe. The lowest ratings ever. And I think this is a direct result of the fact that they went and kissed the ring and they didn't realize that their audience is actually the boss. They're not the boss. Donald Trump's not the boss. And now they are suffering the consequences. And look at this report right here. This is from Status from Oliver Darcy. It says, speaking of cable news ratings, Morning Joe hit a 17-year low in the advertiser coveted 25 to 54 demo on Monday, averaging only 38,000 viewers. 38,000 viewers. Just FYI, my video yesterday got more than 200,000 views. My one video. Now, it's not a talk show for 2 hours, but let's just talk about what that really means. 38,000. Okay. And so Keith Overman actually came in and chimed in on this and said that MSNBC needs to fire Morning Joe. Let's get into it. So he says, what does MSNBC do now? He advised the channel, stay the course. The audience is exhausted and needs a break. It'll be back and resistier than ever. Suffer the ratings trough. I would like to know what you guys think, because I have actually canceled my cable subscription. I mean, obviously, he says you have to fire Mr. and Mrs. Scared Bro. However, continue their banal but largely benign political coffee clat show without them and their insistence we all join their MSN Vici. Nobody will remember they were ever there. He goes on to say the next money is coming from more fervent opposition to MAGA. I agree with that, not less. May now be the last line of defense for the free press and thus the future of representative government in this country. The bullies don't stop hitting you because you're nice to them. They stop hitting you when you knock them out cold. God bless. That is a great line. And the only person being knocked out cold, unfortunately, right now, is Morning Joe. And like I said, this is more bad news, came out today. They are hemorrhaging viewers and are now losing to News Nation. Do you even know what News Nation is? I didn't know what News Nation was until about 2 years ago. According to Nielsen Media Research, the liberal cable news network averaged just 17,000 viewers in the key demo on Saturday, between the hours of noon and 7 p.m. Eastern. In comparison, News Nation's programming attracted an audience of 23,000 in the 25 to 54 demographic in that same time period. So folks are sick of being lied to. They want folks who are actually going to tell the truth, and they want folks that are going to defend democracy, because as Mike Johnson is showing, as Elon Musk is showing, as Donald Trump is showing, we are on the precipice of something really bad. And we need folks that we can listen to, look up to, and actually rely on, that they're going to tell the truth. And Mika and Joe have proven the only people that they are in this for is themselves. So shame on them. I'm so glad this is happening, because this is what should happen when you are lied to or when you are made to believe something that someone does not believe to be true themselves.